policy violations.
We should be back up. Okay. Okay. Odd, but that happens sometimes. Wasn't entirely sure. What he was referring to at one point there.
Okay, so let me get back to my little breakdown we got going on here.
Go ahead.
Again, fuck Jelly Roll. Fuck you for fucking taking our stream off too. The lyrics, I mean, they're heartfelt. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Eminem was the most bearable part of the song. Wasn't a fan of the instrumental because, well, it was to the melody of the Jelly Roll song.
Okay.
In my opinion, that was the worst song on the album.
That is insane opinion.
Top Country's unbearable.
Opinion.
I'm feeling A2.
God.
That one's just rough.
Okay, Cole. Please say
well, I didn't particularly care for it, but that's a lie. Yeah, I very much. I've never heard Jelly Roll before, but that is not selling me on him. I very much disliked his vocal tone. The rest of the song to me was it was fine. It didn't really pull me in that much, but it didn't really piss me off either. I'm feeling like a 4.5.
4.5. Okay. So, no, I can't type. All right. Not sure what happened with the stream, but we are back. 4.5. That's crazy. I have nothing against Jelly Roll whatsoever. Don't know why you guys are trashing that. I didn't think the
bad voice
was bad at all.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had a bad voice. That's the first time I've heard him.
I also didn't really like the melody of the chorus, to be honest with you.
I mean, it was pop country, like Noah said, but it wasn't like annoying pop country to me at all.
Oh, it was.
I thought Eminem sounded beautiful on this song. I was so confused because he was rapping like he was like missed like all this stuff for Haley, but he was at her, he was at her wedding. She doesn't even have a kid yet, so she's not pregnant to my knowledge, and all the other stuff. But I think it was more of like a persona flip again here. I really liked it. I thought it would be a great ending, and I'll give it a 7. All right. Hello, Rain Lynch. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? All right, it's our final. It's we've gone through the death of Slim Shady. Now it is time. Do I like M? I do like Eminem. Yes, I would probably not be streaming this if we didn't. It's finally time now to break it down and give you guys our top 3 of the album, since we've gone through the whole thing, and the overall rating. This will be a very interesting one due to a lot of reasons, but we'll start with Noah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I thought so, Paulo. That makes sense. If he died during his OD between relapse and recovery, or before relapse, that makes sense. They got them like Machine Gun Kelly. That's true. All right, no.
All right. I didn't write my rating
that song a long time ago.
I will give you my top 3 right now. Just how I'm feeling. And okay, number 3, I'll go Fuel.
Okay.
2, I'll go Habits.
Okay, you did get that highest rating I think if anything.
Yeah.
Well, that and Renaissance.
And one, I guess I'll go Lucifer.
Lucifer at 1. You gave it a 7.5 though, which is lower than Habits.
I know.
All right, and your final rating of the death of Slim Shady.
For the first half of the album, I was given like scores between 8s and 6s. Second half, I was going from like 5s to 2s. This was oof. I'm feeling a 4.5 to a 5.
Wow. I'll save mine for last, but I'm gonna say that was just. I think if you re-listen to this, you would completely change your opinion.
I feel like I'd feel worse, to be
I
honest with you.
completely disagree. All right, Cole, let's get your horrific opinion that I'm going to hate out of the way.
What song was Jid on?
Jid was
Fuel.
on Fuel.
Number 3, probably Habits.
Okay.
Number 2, Fuel. And honestly, Renaissance is probably number 1.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Renaissance.
The only one I give a 7 to.
Oh my god. Okay. And your final rating?
You know, if he just hadn't done the damn flow that I hate so much, like on every fucking song, it would have been solid. But boy, I hate everything about that flow that he does, and it's just the only one he cares to do anymore. Um, and honestly, until he stops doing that flow, I'm just not gonna like any of the projects that he makes. It doesn't matter what else he does in the songs. The flow irritates the absolute hell out of me. Um, but I mean, this is probably better than the last couple albums he's made, but I still didn't really care for it, and I probably won't come back to it. I'm feeling like a 4.5.
All right. It's time to give an actual fan's opinion on this because you two have been
Biased.
So the normal score +4.
disgusting. No. So I thought this was a clear fan service album. I thought that from
Mhm.
Houdini. And since we reviewed Houdini at midnight, I thought I was like, this is gonna be a fan tailored album, and it delivered in that aspect for sure. I think everyone can agree is a fan service album for sure. My top 3 will be, and this is gonna be really hard because I really liked a lot of songs on this album. I think I'll have Guilty Conscience 2 at number 3. I will have probably Fuel at 2, and my number 1 song of the album that just got me going the most was Evil at 10. I fucking loved that song. I thought it was fantastic all the way through. Paulo, I don't think it was a mixture. I think it was fan service in a lot of the songs. I also think it was clearly different Eminem trying out different things for sure, because there's a lot of things we have never heard him try in an album before. And yeah, I'll agree with that. He tried to do the edgy stuff like old Sim Shady LP, but he's a dad and refused to go so far. He should have just stayed away from it. I disagree. I think he did some of the edgy old stuff very well, especially in the starting half of this album. It was a very edgy album. He's just, I mean, he's 50 something, so he doesn't. Skylar Grey and Jelly Roll ain't fan service. I mean, not to the same extent the first half of the album was. You're right, but the first half of the album was extreme fan service. I do like Bad Ones as well. I gave Bad One a 9. That was great. 0 fan service, fan since day. What are you talking about, Tom? There was a lot of fan service in this. There was a
I don't
lot
know
of
what you
things.
think Houdini is.
There was a ton. Houdini is an entirely made for fans. So is Renaissance. So is Evil. There were so many throwbacks. Guilty Conscience 2 is an entire throwback. I completely disagree with you on that. Anyway, back to my rating. I thought from hearing Houdini the very first time, this is going to be that type of album. In some ways it was, but I also said I hope it's not only that, and it wasn't only that. It was also had a lot of other things. It had Jid as a great feature, probably the best feature on the album. White Gold gave us some of the best hooks on the album. I thought he had a great hook in Habits, I believe. No, wait, I don't remember. One of the hooks I really liked, maybe it was Evil, probably was the one I really liked. It was just so, I loved the lyrics on this. He did lyrics without sounding angry and speed rapping like he has done in the previous songs, but he did it in a funny way too. He brought back comedy in a lot of this album, which I thought was fantastic. Loved the comedic approach of it, especially in the first half. In the second half, he changed into this. You can see the death part of Slim Shady coming through, where it was a lot more meaningful, a lot more passionate songs coming out, some more pop ones a bit. A couple, a song about Haley, a song about his daughters. This Slim Shady sort of died in Guilty Conscience 2, and the rest of the album was Eminem, just one still showing off lyrics, but also being a bit more passionate, and that I really liked. I think the concept of this album was pretty damn fantastic. I think the concept was it was a conceptual album, and it hit that. I'll give it that. Houdini video was fan service, but if you just listen to the album, you wouldn't get much. I disagree. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of songs on here that were fan service as well. The title was, but the song was completely unrelated. No, that makes no sense at all. The title had nothing really to do with fan service at all. It was just the entire song was like that. I've heard his entire discography, Paulo, including many unreleased songs. So yes, I have heard everything.
Yeah, I've heard some shitty LP.
We have all heard some shitty LP front to back.
Much better than this.
Overall, this album was very enjoyable for me as a fan of Eminem from all the way back to current, all the way now. I think this was really well done. I think this is a far better version. In many ways, I think this is almost like Revival in a lot of ways, but like far better. Far better. You don't really see the correlation. I mean, he's not just basing it off of some shady LP, man. There's many albums that he did that did references to Encore. He did references
M
to
equals
Eminem
gay out.
Title was related, but the lyrics weren't really. But it was Guilty Conscience 2 was related to the previous one because it was him and Slim Shady having this little back and forth, just like M and Dre did. So it's exactly like how
M is the greatest all of time.
Yeah. All in all, this is my opinion, his best album since MMLP 2. There's a lot of hype surrounding this album. I think it probably to me hit that bar of hype. It didn't go above, it didn't go below. It was right at the bar. I will give this a solid 8.5. I think it was tailored to fans in many ways, and I really appreciated this type of content that he brought. I thought it was a fantastic, you want to call it fan service, if you want to call it whatever you want to call it. I thought the album itself tailored exactly to what his fans have been wanting, and I think Eminem fans will really like this album more than they like Music to Be Murdered By, more than they like Kamikaze, definitely more than Revival. And if you go all the way back to MMLP2, probably the same level as MMLP2. So those are all final ratings. Chat, drop your final ratings just before we head off here. Thank you guys for those on YouTube watching this recording. Thank you guys so much for sticking by, and I hope you enjoyed the album. And hopefully you guys will subscribe and follow us on Twitter and TikTok, where we also do our reviews and opinions on midnight releases. Thank you guys for watching it, and I will see you in the next video. For those on live stream, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I hope it was at least interesting to you guys. My guy is trying so hard not to laugh. He's laughing at your comment, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We have a 9 out of 10. We have an 8.5. We have an 8.5. Okay. I mean, I expected Eminem fans to give it high ratings. There's no doubt about that, of course. I think, like I said, I think it's a fan service album. That's what it was. It wasn't meant for. I mean, parts of it were meant for public enjoyment, and parts of it weren't. I think Slim Shady LP is literally the best rap album ever, like better than Kendrick and Kanye and all that. That is an interesting opinion, Paulo.
It's not even his best album.
It's not his best album, in my opinion, and I think everyone here agrees.
Lord knows it does not touch albums like T-Pab or Good Kid.
I will say I will have to listen to this album a couple more times, but as a diehard Eminem fan and his discography, I can easily put this top 5 for sure. This is up there with MMLP2, and it had so many memorable songs that I've already added. I thought they're extremely memorable. And I don't really see any of the appeal here outside of the
mixed up words.
done of the catchy. I don't really know what you're saying there, Paulo. But I'll have to take you at your word for it. Some of the catchiness. Okay, that may make more sense. I think it was better in T-Pab, MMLP, and all the Rate Your Music tops. Wow.
No.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I want a music video for which song? Which song?
We don't need one. We're good.
I like this album. I liked it a lot. To me, it hit what I thought it would hit, and it did better than I thought it would do. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect with coming with Houdini and Toby. Houdini and Toby did not really set the bar for this album. And I thought it was a pleasure to listen to. I know these two probably didn't feel the same way. That's fine. I think, like I said, it's a fan service album, and as a fan, I was serviced. That's hot. Watch it your mouth. All of them. Of course you want all of them. All right, we can't stay on here forever. Thank you guys so much for watching on the stream. It's my favorite album. I can only give my take and nobody else's. That's fine, Paulo. That's all right. We're going to call you wrong, but it's okay to have your opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe. Hit the bell. We do all these types of things, and we hope to see